Okay, well, I was doing something and I don't know if I'm going to continue this. But I think I have to. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so we didn't finish all the points on the first one. Okay. What I wanted to do next was clean up the functions. And what happened, because this is, I thought everything was going to be together, but we have to do it separately. So, and then we were going to talk about memory, so I have to do it. Um, to clean up the functions, how I'm going to clean up the functions is the fact that it's just something that happened with this thing, and I have to, and it kind of changed everything for me. But I think everything's going to work out because of my time. I wanted to do this fast, so I'm cleaning up the functions. What happened is that when I was doing the functions in the cell, I noticed that I wasn't consistent, and then I'm going to tell you what led me to know that I had to clean up the functions. So I'm going to do the functions and talk to you while I'm doing them to explain what I'm talking about as far as cleaning up the functions. Okay? I'm trying to get through this because I can't make another one. I can't make another one until Monday, I guess. Okay? So let's see. So clean, and not just that, but I talked about it on the last one about what I was going to talk about. So I have to finish it. But I'm going to try and make it really fast. So cleaning up the functions, okay? I'm going to start back at where I started before, in the center, and then I'm going to clean the functions up. And I may put my back to you because I have to do this really quick instead of switching around the the um, the mind virtual space, and we got a word for that. So I'm going to explain that to you later on, okay? Because then we're going to talk about memory after this. So I'm going to go through it right now, okay? And I hope everything works out, okay? So I'm at the center. I'm going to move up because all of this is the center, remember? So I'm doing that center. I'm in the center cell. I'm going to move up the cell, okay? I'm going to move back just to show you, move up the cell, okay? I'm going to move up again in the cell, okay? And what I'm saying is when I move up again, I'm going to change the function. I'm going to change the function from the last one to the next one. I'm in the center space, and I'm going to go to the end of all the center spaces that they have from the center, okay? So I'm going to go up, switching the function, moving up again, okay? So now I'm in the center, I'm in the edge, okay? There was a center, then I moved up, and then I moved up again. Now I'm in the edge the of the S squared, of the square, okay? If I move back, I'm still in that same cell, okay? Because I'm still in the same cell because I'm in that same function. So here I go again. Okay, so, but now we're at the edge and we have to make a turn. Things that I'm doing differently than the last time is that I'm doing the same function. Before I was playing with the function saying you could do this, you could do that, you could say do this, but it means something. I didn't realize that. Remember the nuances. The mind has it's stick on to everything. It's very I can't. It just has a lot of fine lines. Okay, so now I need to turn, but I need to keep it consistent now. So I'm going to do the turn that I did, and I'm still going to be in the same cell. So this function is going to be a little bit different for the turn. Then I'm going to put my back to you because we don't have that much time. I want to finish this, okay? I can move it over a little bit because I said it moves with me, okay? So then now I'm still in the same function. I'm still in the same cell, okay, but I turned, okay, because I was at the edge. So now I want to change my function. It shares a line, remember what I said, and I'm going to, I don't want to change the function. So I could have used the other, the other quadrant, but I'm always using this natural quadrant, so I'm going to use it again. That's cleaning up. I'm going to keep it consistent with everything else. So I change the function. Now I'm in the other cell, and now I'm walking up the cell again, okay? I'm playing with the cell because I'm doing the same thing. This is still in the same cell, okay? Okay, now, like I said, I'm going up, and now I'm going to turn, okay? Do the turn the same way. That's what I'm going to say. That's cleaning up. Now I'm going to put my back to you because we don't have time for me to move this whole thing. Now I'm turning, okay? I'm turning, and I'm still in the same cell, okay? I can move back, and I can move up. I'm still in the same cell. Now I'm going to change. I'm going to change my function, okay? And I'm going back toward the same way I was, okay? So I'm changing my function. I'm going back the way I was. Play with it a little bit the same way, though, being very careful. Now I'm going to change the function again, okay? And go into the other cell, okay? I'm still in the same cell, okay? And now I started here, and remember, I can see that, I can see the virtual space. And I'm going to tell you why later on, okay? Okay, so I can see the virtual space. That's where I started. I did this, and I did a turn, and then I did this, and then I did a turn, and then I did this, and now I'm up where I started. But I'm not in the center. I'm in the, I'm not going to say it because it's going to take too much time. Now I'm going to move up again, okay? So I'm passing where I started. And then I'm moving back. I changed the function, then I moved up, and then I'm moving back, okay? Now I'm moving up because I want to make a turn. I'm moving up, now I'm going to make a turn, okay? And I'm going to make the turn, and I'm going to stay in the same cell, okay? So I'm in the same cell. I can play and go back, and then go back up again, okay? So, okay, I went up. Okay, I'm almost sure I went up. So I'm right here where I started. Up one, turn, here, went up, then turned, then there, and there. Okay. So I cleaned up because I'm rushing now. Okay. So I cleaned up the function. The reason why I cleaned up the function is now I'm going to tell you because of memory. Remember in the last one, the YouTube I did the other day, I did yesterday, okay? But this one is going to be different because I got 2 YouTubes today, okay? So it was back to, okay? So it was done yesterday, and it was talking about the mind. Let me see. The mind can see its virtual space. But now I understand it because I told you I was going to think about it. It does see its virtual space, but it sees memory. That's what virtual space is. I use the term virtual space because it was the closest thing that I could think of. But now that I studied it and went over it, because what I noticed when I was looking at the virtual space that I said was coming from the mind, I noticed that I was also looking at my, I was looking at my functions because I was playing with the functions too much. And I was changing them too much, even though I was going forward, I was playing with them, with the balance, okay? I noticed that I saw the virtual space, but I also saw a lot of things that I wasn't doing, that I was not for sure, this for sure, so I didn't see the pattern, okay? So that showed me that it's memory. But we're not going to use that term. We may use the term memory. We can see the virtual space, so I can tell you, seeing the virtual space that you've completed is actually memory. But I'm almost sure we're going to call it will. Like you have the will to do something, we're going to call it not the will to do something, but we're just going to call that will. And I'll go into it with you later on. So we have to go to the next thing. Because like I said, I want to complete this. And I'm in a rush now. So now what we're going to do, which is the last thing, is it was a surprise. I don't really have to do the surprise because you don't know what it is. But anyway, I'm going to do the surprise. We're going to quilt something. We're going to quilt something with our perception, okay? We're going to quilt squared, and we may go further. We are going to quilt the square, but we're going to quilt it in 4 different directions, and then we're going to put them together or something like that. But we're going to make it just 4 different ways. But we're going to start with the quilting now. I think that we're going to do the quilting later, okay, because this time is going too fast. But I told you what we were going to do, and then we're going to start at the quilting, okay? So we're going to quilt. It's something like, we're going to quilt in our perception. It's the same kind of concept as quilting a blanket. That's it. I'm sorry I was in a rush for this time, but I hope you're doing fine, and I hope you get everything. I hope, oh please, do it.